I have a basic Android smartphone here with me for 3,900 pesos. It is smart and it is a phone. Pag-usapan natin ang Infinix Smart 7. Let us start up with quick specs, then let's do the unboxing. Ito ay mayroong MediaTek Helio A22 processor, 4GB of RAM with 3GB of virtual RAM. Ang storage ay 64GB, ang camera ay 13MP with VGA secondary sensor, a 5MP front camera, 6.6 inches 720p display, 5,000 mAh battery at ang suggested retail price niya ay 3,999 pesos. Price may vary depende sa mga sale and promotions. And now join me in unboxing. This is the green box of the Infinix Smart 7. The same design as the Infinix Smart devices. At the back, some notable specs of this phone. Simple lang ang box when you open it dito sa side. And here is the Infinix Smart 7. Let us set this aside first. Underneath is a compartment containing the case, USB cable, charger, and papers. Wala siyang smaller compartments and sama-sama lang lahat sila dito sa box ito. Here is the hard case. Hindi siya iyong jelly na pwede mong itupi. Ito yung hard plastic type. Kapag kinabit siya, it protects the corners and the back. Nakalubog din naman ang camera para hindi magasgasan if you lay it flat. However, exposed ang sides ng phone. Mukhang kagandahan sa case na ito is kita pa din iyong natural beauty ng Infinix Smart 7. And it is the type na hindi naninilaw agad. Pero I really like the look kapag nakasuot itong case. And now let's continue. Included in the box is the USB-A to micro USB data and charging cable. And the SIM ejector pin is here, the 10-watt charger, and the warranty document. Notice lang that there are no dividers or mini compartments inside. All of the accessories are placed here on a hollow space. And that's all of it inside the green Infinix box. And now let's go to the phone itself. Let us go to the external looks of the Infinix Smart 7. The one I have here is the white color. Itong white ay may konting pagka very light blue on certain angles pero very subtle lang ito. Halos hindi naman nakikita and overall, white siya. At the back, may wavy ridges that are very smooth on the hand. I thought it might be slippery to hold but it helps with the grip actually. Around here on the top left corner is a smooth glossy plastic where the two cameras and flash and also the fingerprint scanner are located. The sides are matte in texture, cornered iyong sides going to the back. The body is all made out of plastic. Nakakatuwa lang sa very low-cost phone na ito, hindi siya mukhang cheap on the looks and feel. Ipinagtanong ko nga ito sa mga tao, around 10K ang dating ng phone na ito, sabi nila. Banggitin ko ulit, even when the case is installed, it still looks good and feels premium. And ngayon tignan naman natin ang sides ng phone. At the bottom part, here is the 3.5mm headphone port, a microphone, a micro USB port for charging and data transfer, and the loudspeaker. And we just have one here. Nothing to see at the top part. On the left side is the SIM tray with dual SIM and dedicated micro SD slot for storage expansion. And on the right, nandito ang volume keys and the power button. At the back, we have two cameras and a LED flash. Also, there is a fingerprint scanner here at the back. It unlocks but not as snappy as we're used to with higher-end phones. But it does the job, taking a second or two to unlock. The cameras, flash, and fingerprint are visually gathered with this squircle gloss separating it from the wavy design. Sa front naman tayo, of course, we see the glass screen, no branding specified, and underneath the layer is the IPS LCD screen. Front-facing camera at the top center inside the water drop notch. Yung iba ayaw nito, but ako lang naman, I prefer this one over holes. We have ambient light and proximity sensor here, and we have soft light here used for charging indicator and soft light for camera selfies. At the topmost is the ear speaker. And this does not function as a secondary speaker. The display is 6.6 inches measured diagonally in 720p resolution. The screen quality is just right, a bit challenging in direct sunlight but very viewable. For 720p screen, it is just fine. For Smart 7's primary purpose, this is adequate. Viewing angles are okay. Discoloration when tilted is not bothering at all. Hahanap pa ba tayo ng 1080p sa 3,700 or 3,900 pesos? Kahit hindi, tsaka for the price, Infinix gave us a decent display. And when it comes to sound, basic single speaker lang ang mayroon tayo here at the bottom. Sapat na ito for notification. Sound is again just enough and thus its primary purpose. Maybe a little soft when used on loudspeaker calls on busy places. For video and listening, do not expect punchy vocals or music. Better use the 3.5mm headphone port and it is best for the sound experience on this mobile phone. As a communication device, it can connect to 2G, 3G, and 4G cellular networks. Well, Infinix Smart 7 is primarily a communication device, and it delivers. Voice over LTE can be used on SIM 1 or SIM 2. For Wi-Fi, it can connect to 2.4 and 5 GHz frequencies. And of course, we have the basics, connecting to Bluetooth and share data via Wi-Fi hotspot. It has basic GPS for location tracking, and the device can connect to USB devices too using the USB on the go, also known as OTG. Battery and charging naman tayo, equipped with 5,000 mAh capacity battery. With a combination of this battery capacity, low resolution screen, and not so strong processor, it is expected to last. I used this as a primary device and I was able to use it for 2 to 3 days of basic communication use. Pagbabad naman, a whole day it can endure. For charging, using the 10 watts and micro USB cable, it took 3 hours and 30 minutes from nothing to 100%. And now let's go to software and performance. This is running Android 12 with XOS on top. And I think this is a full version of XOS with all the perks such as Smart Panel for app and action shortcuts. And Video Assistant is here para magamit mo rin for listening to YouTube as it can turn off the screen while you are playing a video. Game mode is here to optimize the phone for gaming, though this is not really a gaming phone. Twin app duplicating the apps limited to social media and messaging apps. Kids mode to enable limited access for kids. At nandito din ang MemFusion allocating additional 3GB of virtual RAM. This phone is using a MediaTek A22 chip, a 12nm chip way back in 2018 that was used for entry-level phones. I remember devices using this chip are just right for basic use, so what could we expect 5 years after? A basic performance as well. Ang Infinix Smart series ay ang model nila for phones just for basic communication needs. Baka nga hindi natin pinapansin ng Smart series before, but Infinix Smart 7 is just the next in the series, surprised us with 4GB of RAM with additional 3GB of virtual RAM. Sa box nga, 7GB ang nakasulat, so medyo eye-catching ito kapag nakita natin. And we took notice naman. The bigger RAM would give us better retention of open apps in the background. So mabilis ba o mabagal ang performance ng Infinix Smart 7? On basic navigation like scrolling on menus, it is just fine. When opening apps, it may not be instantaneous if you open it initially and stabilizes once loaded. When loading videos on YouTube or Facebook, there are stutters for a few seconds while it is playing until it stabilizes. But when the apps or videos are loaded, you can have much smoother and acceptable experience. I noticed while watching videos at may dumating na notification, mayroong lag or very konting stutter akong napapansin. Kumbaga sa overall performance ng Infinix Smart 7, okay naman siya and nagagawa niya lahat ng mga tasks na kailangan. Pero it might not be that snappy, but it's tolerable. Kumbaga nagagawa naman ng Infinix Smart 7 ang overall purpose niya as a smartphone. Let me also state that this processor is paired with PowerVR GE8320 for graphics processing. I-test na rin natin and let's use it for gaming. Most of the games run but not all of them are smoothly playable. Let's try Asphalt 9. As you can see, damo mo yung stutters during the start of the game. You can still play it but not graphically fluid. I was able to play decent Pokemon Unite with the lowest settings. Nananalo naman ako and was able to enjoy it, but hindi din talaga siya ganoon ka-smooth. Hindi lang ito ganoon ka-ideal for gaming, lalo na kung precise players kayo. Pero maybe on simple games, okay na rin naman na ito. And now let's check the photography capabilities. It has two cameras, a 13 megapixel camera and a secondary camera. Well, it works well. Not that spectacular, but it is really good for a phone at its price. The selfie camera can be aided with a soft light for selfies at dark. Not bad at all for a 3,900 peso phone. So ito naman ang video sample ng front-facing camera or selfie camera ng Infinix Smart 7. And ngayon ginagamit ko rin yung soft light niya. Maliwanag din naman yung paligid pero napapansin ko merong difference kapag naka-on yung soft light. Kaya din mag-record ng 1080p 30 frames per second or mas mababa 720p 30 frames per second ang selfie camera. So palagay nyo okay naman ba ang sound recording ng video sample ng Infinix Smart 7. So itong video sample recording natin ng Infinix Smart 7. So itong phone na to ay nakakapag-record ng 1080p 30 frames per second or 720p 30 frames per second. So wala siyang 60 frames per second or more than that. Wrap up na tayo and let me share some of my opinions on the Infinix Smart 7. Ang price, 3,700 pesos hanggang 3,900 pesos. Ang baba na niyan for the price sa isang smartphone. It does the basic of communication. Use it for calling and messaging, use it for e-wallets and banking, use it for shopping and browsing. Hindi din naman magpapahuli sa mga paggamit sa social media and you can still get a decent photos to share from this device. For video watching, it can play. However, at first, it is not perfectly fluid, and for gaming, this is not built for that. If you expect extensive gaming, go get a gaming phone instead. One strength I can share is the design. Smart 7 has an elegant design. At times, more expensive ones do not have the guts to put more personality sa kanyang design. Sa likod na nga lang nakakapaglagay ng design sa smartphone ngayon. And for this one, masasabi ko na hindi naman siya baduy. Well, at least for me, I like the white and black color and nagko-complement iyon dito sa ating wave pattern ng Infinix Smart 7. Another strength is the battery life. Big battery, basic processing, and low-resolution screen is a formula for long battery life. Naka-micro USB charging port nga lang, it could have been Type-C na sana dahil most of our devices is using Type-C charging na. The Infinix Smart 7 is smart enough for the basics. Communication is the main reason why you should buy this one. For alternatives, the brother from another mother is the TechnoSpark Go 2023. They are almost the same, the only difference is the Type-C charging port of the Spark Go. And that is it. I hope nakatulong ito para ma-experience ninyo ang phone sa panonood lamang. Subscribe to Lanicom Views, follow nyo din sa FB, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok ang Lanicom Views. Comment kayo at pag-usapan natin ang mga views ninyo and learn from each other. This is Lanicom of Lanicom Views. Hanggang sa muli!